Hey family, welcome to Per the Spirit. I am Madam Oracle, and I just want to thank you for tuning into today's message. Today is Friday, June 14th, 2024, and today is one of those messages where, I think Spirit wants us to be aware of what's going to happen. So sometimes, we have messages that we receive, and they are all love and light and ascension and peace and abundance. And then there are times where we have messages of preparedness. I will choose that over doom and gloom, right? And I think one of the things that I love about the Spirit is that it is an intelligible source. And in order for us to live abundant and effective lives, we have to be in sync with that knowledge, with that intelligence. And so sometimes we have to prepare ourselves to make strategic moves forward in order to understand what's happening. This message was originally channeled on June 7th, 2024, and it came about when Spirit immediately brought to my attention the Rider-Waite card when I was watching a highlight reel for the ending of the show Wheel of Fortune. And the highlight reel said end of an era. And immediately this card came to mind. And so we have in the four corners the four zodiacs that represent the fixed signs, which is Leo, Aquarius, Scorpio, and Taurus. We have on top of the Wheel of Fortune the Sphinx, which stands for spiritual authority, gatekeeping of antiquity, wisdom throughout the ages. It could even mean sorcery and deeper levels of self-knowledge into the mystery schools. Then we have on this side Typhon, which is a Greek associated entity, but Spirit told me to associate the Egyptian god Apep, which is the god of destruction, disorder, and chaos. And then we have here one of the lords of the underworld, Anubis. And this is important to realize because dogs in the spirit realm represent not only death, but they represent monitoring spirits. They also mean chaos and just things that have to do with a lot of upheaval. In the first wheel of the wheel, we have the unspeakable, unmentionable name of God. And then in the center, we have these sigils that symbolize not only one's higher self and how to personify mastery of the self, but learning how to tap into the divine. And so when one is completely aligned with themselves, they are aligned with spirit from the crown of their head to the sole of their feet and back up. And when you learn how to master yourself, you learn those certain mysteries. So it's important for me to have mentioned this for the card because right now, as it stands, the Wheel of Fortune, this means that there's going to be income. There's going to be ideas and ideations of certain things. There's going to be stability. Of course, it's going to be fortune, prosperity, and abundance, and all of those things, right? And then Spirit said to me when I was watching that commercial, just turn the card around. So what happens? Everything that was in order, every fixed thing, every ounce of stability, your spirituality, your lifestyle, how you're making your money, profitability, all of the things that were in order begin to lose its grounding and its footing, right? So here is the message as it relates to you and I, that an end of an era has come for the American dollar, the banking system. Now, that's not nothing new. That's not a revelation. We know that internationally, the dollar has definitely lost its power, its authority. However, what I'm sensing is that either there is warfare coming or something's going to happen where there's going to be some sort of economic crash that will be felt. It's going to send pulsating waves. And Spirit told me to reference that bridge that collapsed in Maryland earlier this year as a reference point. Now, whether that happened by accident or whether it was planned, please know that that was an omen from the Spirit for what is to come. The Francis Scott Key Bridge. Look at the founding roots of that bridge, who Francis Scott Key was, and then you can understand why this message is so important. So I don't know if we're going to go into Bitcoin immediately, if we all have to, have crypto as our banking system, but something is going to happen, and it may very well happen around or after the Olympics this year. I would have to watch it to channel it. But also, please remember that this is also an election year. And so I don't know what's going to happen. I do believe that because we are in the year of exposure, that it's going to be a lot of monopolizing, of course, our dollars, but how we live our lives. We do know that laws are changing, and that's not anything new. That's not the revelation. However, this is a warning for you to watch how you spend your money this summer. Watch how you are spending your money for the rest of the year, and also make wise investments. Okay, I'll leave that up for you to decide, but please know that when there's chaos like this, when there's chaos like this, understand, and maybe people from the inner city will understand this a little bit more than the average person who isn't from there. But when it's time to eat, when it's time for people to really get their lives in order and make sure their stomach and their ribs aren't sticking to each other, they'll do anything. So with the God of chaos, both of them, the God of chaos and disorder and destruction, now ruling the airwaves, right? We call these principalities. Understand that you are going to have to protect yourself, protect your family, protect your lifestyle, protect your livelihood, protect how you get your money. Keep things a secret. This is not the season to be flashing. This is not the season to, be going on trips and posting it everywhere and calling everybody a hater and spending all your money frivolously on brunches every Sunday and just crab legs. Please understand that this is a warning from the Spirit. So I asked the Spirit, though, with all this chaos and destruction, like, is there any good news that can come from this? Like, this can't all be bad, right? I mean, a dark season is approaching us and it's probably here. But I was instructed to go to the Wheel of Fortune card in the Hoodoo deck. Now, don't judge my card, okay? Don't judge Aunt Caroline. But when Aunt Caroline comes up, this is what in a reading that I get for people, this is what I call my hustler card. And so Spirit is saying that we're as a community, as a collective, as humans, no white, black, Spanish, it's not going to be that anymore. We are going to, in order to have to survive, really connect back to community bartering. We're going to have to rely on each other. A lot of you have some untapped gifts. Some of you have spiritual gifts. Some of you have agricultural gifts. Some of you have amazing healing hands, and you are workers with your hands, and you are creative geniuses. Some of you have family recipes that we need to get to. We have to get back to putting community at the center and the focus of our lifestyle. That whole classism is gonna have to be erased by the people, and you are the people. So if you've been waiting for a time to start your business, Spirit is saying, I don't know why you're mulling over it now. Get your money up, get your dreams up. Tap into that bag that's you. You are the bag. You are the gift. You are the Wheel of Fortune. So maybe you're going to have to pull out some recipes where you know how to make bread, or you know how to grow watermelons and greens and fruits. And we're going to have to get back to that, y'all. Some of you have incredible, can make incredible salves and tinctures and heck, even moonshine, okay? And we're going to have to get back to that. Spirit is saying, in order for us to survive this next season as a collective of humanity, in order for us to ascend collectively, we're going to have to beat the system at the Hunger Games that they're trying to put us through. So whatever it is that your gift is, whatever it is that you do really, really well, it could be knitting, it could be sewing, it could be doing hair, it could be galvanizing people and helping us to really to hone in on what is important. Okay, activism is going to be at an all-time high, but so is warfare. Okay, because it's time for us to get our voices back. It has been an amazing era with the U.S. having supreme say in the dollar. We don't have that anymore. That's going to affect people's confidence. That's going to affect how people live. That's going to affect our international relations. And all we're going to have is each other. Okay? So this is a very, very important and powerful message. But I want you to know that fear is a tool. It is an energy, but it is also a tool that someone can not only impart in you or psychologically manipulate you with, but it is something that you can cultivate within yourself. And when you find yourself activated in fear, you find yourself in paralysis, right? And so I would rather give you the knowledge to move outside of your fear when you are in fight or flight mode, so you can make the decision to be progressive. It might be scary and it might not, and I can't call it for you. I don't have a date when this will begin or when it will end. But what I will say is be vigilant with your money, be vigilant with your income, be vigilant with your gifts and your talents, and get your money up. Spirit is saying, if you really want to be about this life, this spiritual life, this self-mastery life, and personifying someone who is elevating, get your shit together, okay? Be safe out here. I love you.